All right, everybody, welcome back to Fat Stacks NFL edition, NFL preview week 11. We're 11 weeks into the season. Boys and gals, girls, any girls are listening, we appreciate you. All right. And so, first thing you guys need to do, girls and gals, or girls and guys, I can't even talk, like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot, subscribing, liking it. We love it. So, why you should like and subscribe? We're hot on our featured games in the NFL. We went 12-9 last week, which is by far our worst week that we've had since we've been recording the featured games. We recorded them for three weeks now, 2 weeks. And so on our featured games, since we've been recording them, since I've been keeping track and everything, so we're 25, 10, and 3. That's a 71% clip. So that wins you a lot of money if you bet. You bet $10 on them, you're winning a lot of money on that. Or $5 on them, you're still any amount of money you bet, you're winning money. All right. And so, let's get into the feature games. So we're talking about. Let's get into them. All right. Big division matchup. This division is a little bit closer. I think people thought. The Jets at the Patriots. The Patriots minus 3.5 favorites. Over under is 38.5. So Garrett or Fisher, you can take this thing away.
Look, I think this over under is pretty reasonable. If I'm being completely honest with you, 38.5. I don't know if I would touch that. I think that's probably the best line I've seen. If I had to lean a team in this one, I'd probably lean the Jets. Maybe I think it's one of those things. It's a tough one, mainly just because the fact that is Bailey Zappi going to start for the Patriots? Because if Bailey Zappi starts for the Patriots, then I'm probably going to take the Patriots. But I don't know if they've designated that. I trust Zappi a little bit more than Mac Jones right now. But I don't know. I'll leave this to the Pat's expert Fisher here on this one.
I'm retired from that, buddy. Look, Zach Wilson threw for over 350 yards a few weeks ago when they played the Patriots, and they still lost, right? And in every other game, Zach Wilson's throwing for like 150 yards, right? They're taking the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands. And kudos to I think his name's Mike LaFleur, the Jets offensive coordinator. I mean, they've done a great job of, hey, dish it to Breece Hall, little 5-yard slant pass to Davis or I think Garrett Wilson's their other top receiver. I mean, they're taking the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands, and they're not really, I don't want to say playing bully ball, but they're just being smart, kind of run it, pound it. It's worked for them so far, but I don't think it's going to work here against the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. Give me the Patriots minus 3.5.
Look, man, as much as you want to call it bully ball, it is kind of bully ball. Robert Saleh has that team going a little bit this year. This defense is elite, one of the best defenses in the league. And I know we talk about it a lot. It's our guy. We're a Sauce Gardner podcast, but I mean, we're talking about a guy that came into the league and is automatically a lockdown corner. And I mean, I've said it, I'll say it again. By next year, he'll be the best corner in the league, and he's up there right now. And so, I like the Jets here. I'm not very confident in Bailey Zappi. The last time we saw Bailey Zappi, he didn't play very well. Mac Jones isn't playing very well. I think they're winning because of their run game and different stuff. But I think when they run in, and I get it, they beat the Jets last game. But you got to remember, he did throw for 350 yards, but he also threw like 3 picks. So I think again, they take the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands, and just let him make the simple plays to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's a good enough playmaker. And just Corey Davis, good enough playmaker, just to get them along in this over under. I agree with Garrett, it's pretty solid. I almost might lean the under here because the Jets defense is so good and the Patriots defense is above average, I would say.
And if you're gonna live bet this game, I think we will all agree that this is both these teams have to be ahead for what they want to play. They are not very good at playing from behind. They're not neither one of these teams are high-powered offenses that are going to go just straight down the field. I mean, so if you see at the start of the game, Jets hop out to a 7-0 lead, or the Pats hop out to a 7-0 lead, you know what I mean? And they have a line that's like minus 6.5. on that team. I might take that because I have a feeling that they're more than likely going to win that, cover that. If either team hops out to a pretty big league, because I mean that's just how it is. Both these teams are not going to. They're a control the tempo type teams. They're not really go down, score a touchdown through the air. Yeah, I mean, so that's
It's
just
sad that
my.
it's like that now because Mac Jones, I mean, we knew his ceiling wasn't going to be super high, but he has taken a step back this year. And I think part of that is because of, like you guys mentioned at the beginning of the season, they've got a defensive coach running that offense in Matt Patricia. And that was the worst thing possible to happen to a young quarterback like Mac Jones.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
I mean, on to another matchup here, our future games. Eagles -6.5 at Colts, over under 43.5. I put this on the feature games because after the Eagles lost, the line was about at 11.5 Eagles way. And after they lost, it went down to 6.5. So what are we thinking on this game? Did the Eagles bounce back, or does Jeff Saturday get his guys going again and cover the spread, or maybe win outright here?
I'm going to lean Colts in this one. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I trust the Colts. I love Jeff Saturday, and I think you're going to see them, win this. I don't know about win this game. I like it since it's at Indianapolis. Eagles you got a little bit of you got a little bit of an injury there with Dallas Goedert, and I feel like he's a pretty big safety blanket for good old Jalen Hurts. And I trust this Colts team to rally around Jeff Saturday a lot. So if honestly, I'm probably taking the Colts spread, but I also really like the over in this game.
I'm not going to bet it, but my lean would be the Colts. And anyone who says Jeff Saturday didn't deserve this job, just kindly shut up, okay? Because he earned his stripes in Indianapolis for a long time. He knows his stuff. He's been one of the better analysts on some of these ESPN shows. He's just a good dude. Like Tyler says, he's not necessarily an X's and O's guy all the way, which he is, I think. But he's a Jimmy's and Joe's guy, right? I mean, he gets the locker room going, and we saw that last week. I don't necessarily think they win this game. They've got a tough stretch of games coming up. Don't they play like the Cowboys and the Chargers in upcoming weeks? Like, it's going to be tough. But I think long term, if he sticks around, this team will be good, and he's a good leader.
Yeah, so Fisher won't say it, and he won't say who he's talking about. But Joy Taylor, you're gonna come on the show. You can debate either one of us, and we'll let you know real quick about Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday's the GOAT, baby.
We'll let you know real quick.
We will,
guys. Even though I'm a Jeff Saturday guy, we're a Jeff Saturday podcast. Jeff Saturday, you have a standing invite anytime you want to come on. But I like the Eagles here. I lean the Eagles. I think it's a good bounce back spot. I know Goddard's hurt, but I think it's a good bounce back spot. And I know whoever said over, I like the under because both these teams love to run this ball, baby. They love to run the ball. Jeff Saturday had literally almost gotten a fist fight with Peyton Manning about running the ball. All right. So I think that these teams run the ball. I think there's a lot of clock run down because they run the ball so much. I love the Eagles here. Bounce back spot. They lose one game. You saw Jason Kelsey on his podcast getting fired up about it. So I think this team rallies around. Good locker room, good veterans in this team too. So I like the Eagles spread here. Anyway, let's get to the next game. I thought this was interesting. I thought this was kind of a reason I put it on here. Not really a flashy game, but I thought it was a game that the line was a little short to me. Lions at Giants. Giants -3.5. Over under 44.5. I mean, the Lions have only lost 2 games. Am I wrong there? And how are they only -3 against the Lions team? And I get they beat the Bears. The Bears aren't very good, but the Bears were -3 against the Lions as well. And so I'm not understanding this line. I would get it if it was like 4 or 5, maybe 6, but 3 to me is very short. So what do you guys think about that?
I actually I wouldn't say I'm going to still take Giants -3, but I think the reason you're seeing these, we've all talked about why every single Giants game it seems like the line's really close. But if you watch any of the Giants games, they don't blow anybody out, but they don't get blown out either. You know what I mean? Like the 2 games they've lost, they've been pretty close. But they haven't blown anybody out if you look at it. And I think Vegas pays attention to that. I mean, it's a lot of their games have been one possession games, and -3 is a pretty good line if you ask me. But I'm still gonna take the Giants in this one. I mean, I like the Lions, but I think you're gonna see a pretty big game from Saquon because this Lions defense, I don't think is gonna be able to stop him very much.
Yeah, Saquon's been awesome. Not sure if weather has a whole lot to do with why this line is just 3. I know Buffalo, New York is supposed to get like 6 feet, and they've already moved that game. Did they move that game, right? From
Yeah,
I
Buffalo
moved it to Detroit.
It's in Detroit.
Okay, so they moved it in. Okay. So I don't know if that's a similar situation here. Who knows? But I'm taking Giants -3 all day. I talked about it last time on the show. The Lions, that was their first road win in the Dan Campbell era. And he's been there, 24 games now? And I just don't see them doing that back-to-back weeks. Give me the 3 points in the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, I got Giants spread, same way you guys said. Wouldn't mind a little I thought about this, but the Giants defense is pretty good. I wouldn't mind a Lions team total over. Love the team total over, but the total I would go the game total I would go under. But the team total over, whatever it is, I'm sure it's around 19 or 20. I would go over just because the Lions offense is good, but the Giants defense, so I might stay away from that. But I do love the Giants spread here. I get they have one possession games, but I just don't see them hanging around. I think Saquon lights them up. The Lions defense is the worst in the league, so I like the Giants here. This is an interesting game to me as well. Cowboys at Vikings. So I mean, obviously not a divisional matchup, but a big game in the NFC standings. I feel like because the Cowboys are kind of still up there. The Vikings are obviously tied with the Eagles at 1. Eagles have the tiebreaker though, but Cowboys at Vikings. Vikings plus 1.5. Over under 47.5. I'm not understanding how the Vikings are underdogs on at home. It just does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand this line. Cowboys just came off a bad loss too. I thought, that you're supposed to go in and beat Green Bay at Green Bay and lose that game. And props to Fisher for having Packers +4 last week. I like that line, but that I don't know. This is one of those things that you want to say it's a trap for taking Vikings +1.5, but I'm still gonna take it because I think they're the better. I mean, I think they're the better team. The Cowboys, I don't know. And if Zeke's back this week, that's even more like I don't know. I like him better whenever it's just Pollard, but I'm just gonna take Vikings. I don't understand this line very much. I'll probably take the money line because +1.5, I might as well take the money line on and get a little bit extra value for my pick because I don't think the Cowboys won by 1.
Yeah, I think it is a trap game. I think they're begging you to take this. The Vikings, I don't like to nitpick because at the end of the day, you play to win the game, right? Wins are wins. They're 8-1, but we saw it a lot in the second half last week. I believe Tre'Davious White was out. He's maybe their number 2 option. Kirk Cousins saying, "Screw it, let me just chuck it up to Justin Jefferson." And when it works, it's the most fun thing to watch ever, right? Like the catches he made, that especially the one catch, we'll remember that forever. The comeback, everything was awesome. But when it doesn't work, and I think it's going to stop working soon. It's not sustainable in the NFL long term. It's not sustainable when you play good teams week in, week out in the playoffs. And so they've got to figure something else out on that offense. Dalvin Cook's still a good option. I think he's maybe taking a step back this year as far as explosiveness, but he's still a good option. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. I think, like I said, I don't think it's sustainable on that Vikings offense. Give me the Cowboys at whatever, -1.5, +1.5.
Fisher, I do agree with you to a certain extent, but I'm pretty sure the person that's going to be on Jefferson, his name is Trayvon Diggs, and he gives up the most yards as a corner. and he plays off and he plays the ball way too much, and so he might get a pick, but he also might give up 200 yards.
Yeah.
So with Justin Jefferson, he's such a good wide receiver. He's going to give up 200 yards. Give me the Vikings money line here. Give me Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown scorer, and give me Justin Jefferson over receiving yards because Diggs gives up those yards, baby. And let me tell you something. Everybody says that he's a great defensive player. Yeah, he's a ball hawk corner, but again, last year he gave the most yards at any corner in the league. So this is a game where Justin Jefferson eats him alive, man, or Thielen, either one. But I'm assuming he's going to be on Jefferson for most of the game.
Can we call this matchup the matchup of the two of the most overrated quarterbacks in the National Football League?
Quarterbacks or cornerbacks?
Quarter.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I thought you were going
not
after.
corner.
I thought you were
No,
going after Patrick Peterson there.
No. But if we're talking quarterbacks, yeah, I mean, Trevon Diggs overrated for sure. But I was just talking Kirk Cousins and Dak. I mean, some people see both those guys as top 10 guys. I don't know. They might barely edge my top 15.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say it right now. I think consistently, I think Kirk Cousins is better than Dak Prescott.
I would agree. I would probably have Kirk probably one spot, maybe two spots in front of Dak on my quarterback.
People that put Dak Prescott like on ESPN and Fox or whoever, they put him in a top 10. Sometimes they put him in top 5 conversation for quarterbacks. Get that crap out of my face, man. I mean, you look at this guy, and what's that, Fish?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like what is he in year 6 or 7? He's had
Yeah.
elite wide receivers, elite offensive line, elite running backs, elite defenses. He's had I mean, Mike McCarthy is not a bad head coach, I don't think.
No.
I mean, they've got cap space. I mean, and what do they have to show for it? One playoff win?
Right. No, I agree. So,
And he normally has a pretty solid defense too.
I mean, they have a top 5 defense this year, probably.
Yeah,
and
probably.
So, I mean, they have probably the best front 7 and the best defensive player, Micah Parsons. And so, I mean, I just don't get it, man. Cowboys should be a lot better, but sell the team, Jerry. Anyway.
No, keep it. I love seeing them lose.
Chiefs minus 5.5 at the Chargers, over under 51.5. Look at Garrett, go ahead.
Oh boy, I'm taking the Chargers plus 5.5. You can just write it down. Keenan Allen back. Mike Williams more than likely back. Like, I mean, they're not guaranteed back, but they're both expected. I've already dug into it a lot. I don't know. This is the thing. Last year, Keenan Allen was the number one guy in third down targets for first downs, or third down receptions for first downs. That's adding a whole nother game plan for Justin Herbert. He hasn't had them all year. And you're going to add him and Mike Williams back, and they only lost to the 49ers by 7 last week without those two. And there's another guy on defense that's supposed to be back this week. I forget who it was. It might be Asante Samuel. But listen, this Chargers team might actually be getting a little healthy. I've said it before, they've underperformed so far this year. But I like them to, at home, to keep this one close on Sunday Night Football. I think it's going to be. I don't know if they win it, but I think they. I don't think they lose by more than 5.5.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with this, but Brandon Staley better start winning some more games, or else his seat might get a little warm. I mean, you've got the big rival coming into town. I know the spread's a little. I mean, it's 5.5. It's almost a full touchdown. But I think this is close to a must-win, not just for this team, but for this coach. Like you said, they've got their top dogs, receivers back. Justin Herbert, I'm still not convinced he's 100% healthy. And I get it, it's the NFL. Nobody's 100% healthy. It's week 11. So I'll cut him a little slack there. He hasn't looked as good this year. But I will take the Chargers plus 5.5. I think the urgency is going to be there, and I think they can keep this close.
All right, so listen, I got the Chiefs spread all day, man. I mean, I mean, what are we talking about here? Patrick Mahomes is going to go in there and show the 5 Chargers fans in the stands what's it's about. All right. And so, I mean, he's just going to let them know. But I'll tell you something right now. I'm not going to go over, you know, everybody on the Chiefs, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league. I'm going to tell you right now to take the over because this Charger defense stinks, and so does the Chiefs defense. So, Khalil Mack is not the saving grace that Garrett thought he was going to be, but that's all right.
He's been pretty good this year.
He's been good, but he's not a game wrecker like you thought he would be. You know, like I told you he wouldn't be, but that's all right.
I wasn't saying he was going to be a game wrecker, but I thought.
No, you said he was going to be.
No, I said he was going to be a great compliment on the opposite side, Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa hasn't been there. The Khalil Mack's gotten a lot of double teams this year. If you haven't watched,
if he's by himself, he's going to get double teams all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You put Joey Bosa on the other side, it's a whole different story. Joey Bosa's been out since week 2. First week, he had 3 sacks. Khalil Mack did.
Khalil Mack is getting old, buddy. I hate to say that. He's getting old.
He might be getting old, but he still plays, man. Probably one of the best run blocking or run stopping.
Come on.
Outside linebacker. Hey,
no.
Listen.
No.
Yes. Have you?
I watched him.
Okay.
I watched him for like 5 years at the Bears. You cannot tell me he's a good run stopper.
He's a great run stopper.
No, he's not. He's not a great run stopper. Why did the Bears get cut up every time Akeem Hicks was out? Because he's not a good run stopper. Get that crap out of my face. Chief spread. Just
they ran to the opposite side.
Yeah, where they had Leonard Floyd on the opposite side. You're telling me he's a bad player too? That's what I thought. Anyway, fast stacks. Let's rip it. Panthers at Ravens. Ravens minus 13.5. Over under 41.5.
Give me the Panthers plus 13. This Ravens team never slaughters anybody.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'll go Carolina, although I will not be watching.
I won't be.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch this.
I kind of want to touch on something real quick. I was watching this thing, and why are people? To me, the Ravens are okay, but why are they put them in the top 5 of teams in the NFL? I'm just not understanding that. I get they're probably in the top 10. Top 5 is a little bit high for me. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, they're probably top 10, but they're not top 5. They're definitely not top 5.
I think you can make a case they're not top 4 or 5 in the AFC. I think the case is there.
It's true. I could agree with that too.
No, I think so too. I was seeing that this week on some of the things I watched, and I just wanted to get your guys' take on it. Browns at Bills. Bills minus 7.5. Over under 42.5. This game got moved to Detroit, so it's neutral site. So anyway, but what do you guys think on this?
Obviously, Deshaun's not back yet. I think the Bills have to make a statement in this game after they just lost 2 straight. So I think you're going to see the Bills come out a little feistier than normal. So I'm going to take the Bills minus 7.5, and I'm going to take the over. I think Josh Allen has a point to prove against this Browns defense has been very underperforming this year.
I'm with Garrett. I'm taking the over in an indoor stadium, and it's a bounce back game for the Bills. I think they're going to kill them. The Browns are terrible.
Give me the over. I don't think I'll have a side in this game. If I were to pick a side, I'd probably pick the Browns plus 7.5. Commanders minus 3 against at the Texans. Over under 40.5. Give me the Commanders. If Heineke's got to be the option. I think Wentz is maybe available to come back still, but give me Heineke all day. Commanders minus 3.
Yeah, give me Commanders minus 3. I think this Commanders team.
I mean, they're 5-5.
They might.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And they win this game, and say the Cowboys lose. You're talking about they're a game out of the Cowboys spot, and the Giants are right. That division is not totally sealed up between just the Giants and the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't really have a reason to take the Texans. I'm going to anyway. I don't think the Commanders are as good as their record shows. And especially if Carson Wentz, for some reason, gets to play, then it's definitely Texans. But give me Houston.
No, I agree. Rams at Saints. Saints minus 2.5. Over under 39.5. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, this one is obvious. This one should not even be a question. Take Saints -2.5. It's the freest thing on the board this week. I get it that they're not that good, but there's a chance Matthew Stafford doesn't play in this game. And if Matthew Stafford doesn't play in this game, you're playing a backup quarterback without Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp's not playing, and this defense has not been that good this year. The Saints are going to win this game at home. -2.5 to get me.
Even if Stafford does play, he's going to get hit 12 times, right? He's not 24 anymore on the Lions. I mean, bring Andrew Whitworth back from the Amazon Prime booth, right? He needs to be in there protecting his guy. The Rams are terrible. Give me the Saints.
All right, Bears at Falcons. Falcons -3, over under 49.5.
All right, give me
the
the Bears. No, you took too long, Garrett. It's fast stacks. Give me the Bears. I'm just kidding. I always hate on the Bears. I hate on the Bulls. I hate on the Blackhawks. I hate on the Cubs, and it makes you mad. But look, if they contain Marcus Mariota, they can win this game. Now, they let Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor kind of run over them in week 4, and they kind of let Dak Prescott run over them in week 8. So mobile quarterbacks hasn't been their thing this year. But give me the Bears. I think the Falcons are going to drop big time.
Yeah, give me Bears +3. I still don't believe in this Falcons team, and so I'm gonna take Bears. And on the last game, not to bring this up, but Matthew Stafford is for sure playing. Just confirmed 2 hours ago. Sorry.
Jeez. All right. Give me the Bears spread. Give me the over. Bears can't stop anybody, and the offense is scoring 30 points a game the past 4 weeks, and so love the over here. And so I also, Jacob wanted me to say he loves the Bears team total over. I love it too. Give me Justin Fields over rushing yards as well, and give me Justin Fields over passing touchdowns if that's an option on your sports book, because I know sometimes they do that.
What's the over on Justin Fields' rushing prop? Because it should be like 85 right now.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's that high. Let me take a look. And why I take a look? Raiders at Broncos. Broncos -2.5. Over under 41.5.
Give me the Broncos. This Raiders team is. I've just seen them squander leads, and I just don't trust this Raiders team. I will be fade Raiders the rest of the season. So Broncos -2.5.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to fade the Broncos too, right? I mean, talk about two just disappointing teams. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I thought both at the beginning of the season were good enough to make a deep run in the playoffs. Now here we are. So yeah, you know what? I'll take the Broncos -2.5 at home.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at this. Justin Fields at 70.5.
Chase.
That's crazy for a quarterback.
Guys, let me tell you something. He is 1 yard over David Montgomery.
That's how it should be.
David Montgomery is 69.5. Justin Fields is 70.5, and Cordell Patterson is 49.5.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a crazy stat. And over 1.5 passing touchdowns is +182. I would suggest for you to take that. He has had 5 passing touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. That's obviously an average of over 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. So I like that thing a lot. I also like the Broncos -2.5 here. Sorry I didn't touch on that. But Bengals -3.5 at Steelers, over under 40.5. I love the Bengals here. Just a piss in their mouth. This is a piss in your mouth game against the Steelers. I know they won last week against the Saints, but the Saints aren't that good. Bengals come. I think they were on a bye week last week. They come off the bye, piss in their mouth.
I want to say Bengals, but I think I'm going to take the Steelers +3.5. Jamar Chase still out. This Steelers defense can play, and I would probably take the under if I had to choose in this game. And it's at Heinz Field. I think it's going to be pretty cold up there this weekend. I have a feeling the Steelers team is going to keep this game pretty close.
Yeah, I'm with Garrett. I'll take Pittsburgh here. Jamar Chase, you know, usually with wide receivers, them being out, I only take like a point, maybe 2 off the spread. But I think Chase is so valuable right now. I would take Pittsburgh.
All right. 49ers minus 8.5 at Cardinals over under 43.5. Give me the Cardinals plus 8.5 here. Love the Cardinals plus 8.5. The 49ers, man, they had just given these big lines, and I'm not a big fan of it. So give me the Cardinals plus 8.5. I think they'll keep it close at least.
I'm gonna give you a stat here, Tyler. Warzone 2 dropped this week. Give me the 49ers minus 8.5.
Give me the Cardinals plus 8.5, but give me 49ers to win the NFC championship at whatever they're at.
Love that. I love it. I love a good future. You know I love a good future. You just want to
We
keep
all
it
do.
going a bit. Eagles plus 1,400 to win the NFC. Loving it. I love
What's it
it.
at now? Like 300?
Yeah. Yeah. Think about just cashing that baby out. But anyway, I also got the Dolphins to win the AFC at plus 950. Loving that value. I love the value when I got it. Probably if they win this, they got. Are they playing this week? No, they got a bye week. So loving that. So anyway, let's go to our best bets. Garrett won last week. I lost. Fisher won. So Garrett's 5-4 now. Fisher's 5-5. I'm 7-3. Aaron, he started out 0-4. He's 2-4-1. He's starting to get up a little bit, starting to win a few games. And Jacob, he lost at 4-5-1.
Tyler, you lost. You get to choose this week, big man. You go first.
Bengals minus 3.5.
I'll let you go next. Fisher, I have 2.
Okay. I'm going the Cowboys minus 1.5. That's how much I like this. I do think it's a trap game, and I think the Vikings are going to prove to be just a little fraudulent. Not very fraudulent, just a little bit. Let's bring those Vikings fans back to earth just a little bit. Get to 8-2. Give me the Cowboys.
I was caught between the Commanders and the Saints, but I'm going to take the Saints minus 2.5. I think you're going to see the Saints win this game by at least. I think they win it by a touchdown. So I'll take Saints minus 2.5.
There you go. Also, we're recording on a Friday. Thursday Night Football came and went last week. Titans beat the Packers 27-17. Any comments on the game? I think it was very.
I was kind of surprised. I thought the Packers were going to give them a pretty good game. Wasn't as good as I thought, obviously. But here we are.
Well, all I gotta say is I'm glad that we didn't record on Wednesday, or else my best bet would have probably been Packers back-to-back weeks. I love this spot for them. It's just getting later in the year. I just thought, just Aaron Rodgers. It's hard to bet against back-to-back MVP, and I get it. He doesn't have hardly anyone to throw to, but at Lambeau in that weather, and I was wrong. He was overthrowing guys all game long. Derrick Henry had a good game. Ryan Tannehill had a great game.
Yep.
And I'm very impressed with the Titans. I think they're 7-3 or 8-3 now, and they're just rolling.
Yep. I think they're 7-3. I think they're at their bye week, but I really like. You're talking about the weather and this and that, and everything. Everybody talks about the weather. Tennessee can handle the weather. Let me tell you something. I can tell you, any team that plays in the cold does not want to hit Derrick Henry for 4 quarters, and
Yeah.
that is a big factor. Freezing cold, you do not want to hit that big guy for 4 quarters in 20-degree weather. It's just or colder than that. Colder than that. So that's why I took the Titans. I took them I had a plus 3.5. Then it went down to plus 3. I hit it again. So I doubled down on it. It paid off for me. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Titans look pretty impressive. They pretty much locked up that division, I think.
Yeah.
Division's not very good, but
Before we leave, I just want to give a shout out. Fish tailed me today. The Tarleton State plus 4.5. That one just came through. That was a winner there, Fish. They ended up winning
Who was
that game. The Tarleton State.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just picked 5 games that sounded good on your thing, and I was like,
yeah.
screw it,
Hey,
let's do
Tarleton
it.
State, they hit. Hey, I right now started out today. Drake minus 2.5 hit. Loyola Marymount money line plus 155 hit. Charleston minus 1.5 hit. Tarleton plus 4.5 hit. We're 4-0 so far. Check the chalkboard. Hop on the chalkboard, folks, if you want to tail.
loving it.
On.
I'll link the chalkboard in this episode bio on both podcast and the YouTube. I linked it last time. I'll link it again. Join the chalkboard. All of us post our picks every single day, besides Aaron, because he just I don't know. But anyway,
Aaron's getting kicked off chalkboard at this rate.
Aaron's off. He was so cold. He was off the podcast. He's hot right now, but he's about to be just off chalkboard just because. And so, anyway, guys, NFL, love talking NFL with you guys. Justin Fields is the answer. Head him over passing touchdowns, plus 182. Loving it. Guys, always bet responsibly, baby.